Some running stories begin with a race. Rick Case began with a walk. A football injury changed what movement looked like for him, and when running wasn't an option, he found another way, one step at a time. What started with walking eventually became competitive speed walking, and somewhere along the journey, the man who once couldn't run began to believe that maybe he could. Today, Rick is a marathoner, husband, father, professional engineer, and senior executive with more than 35 years of leadership in Jamaica's electric utility industry. But this story isn't about titles. It's about what can happen when you stop focusing on how you thought the journey was supposed to look and start working with where you are. From football to walking to running to marathon finish lines, Rick's journey is proof that your starting point doesn't have to determine where you finish. I am Patrice J. White, and this is Stories Behind the Miles. Please welcome Rick Case. Rick, welcome to Miles and Miles.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, first off, I must tell you thank you for submitting that video when I was doing the launch of Miles and Miles.
Okay.
Because I know I call a couple people, guys, can you send me a video you're running, about Global Running Day, and nobody asked any question. Everyone just submits. I really appreciate you guys because, nobody knew what I was doing. When I started putting together persons that I need to speak to about their story behind their miles, you were one of the person that is definitely on my list because I have seen you transition from point A to where now you're a big runner. So, I had to get you here so you could share your story with our viewers. So for persons who think that they can't do it, to realize that they, everything is just a challenge for them and they can push through any challenge and complete that. Before we start, Rick, what is the story behind your miles? Because everybody run for a reason.
Yes.
So we want to know what's the story behind your miles.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you for this platform.
Thank you.
And it was a pleasure to do the video for you. I mean, you caught me when I was actually running.
Yes.
You actually heard my voice.
Yes.
So I just pulled over and just did the video and sent it to you. It was a pleasure. Running for me is more than just therapy. I've benefited so much from running, right? When I started out on this journey, and I mean, every time I tell it, I kind of get emotional, right? So I was about 250 pounds. 250 pounds, and
That's how before I know you, Rick, man, because I've never seen
No,
you.
it don't show on my body.
Okay.
And I went to do my annual medical, and the doctor wanted to put me on medication, right? Because my cholesterol was a little high, and I said, Doc, just give me a chance, not into the medication thing or whatnot. So I went to a nutritionist, and I changed my whole diet, right? And I needed to get exercise because I used to be active before. I used to play football, and I got injured, and basically I was just sedentary, depressed. Because you as an athlete, when you can't go out, you get depressed and you start eating, you're doing all of the things that you're not supposed to do. So I ended up gaining the weight and whatnot. So I started walking first, and changed my whole diet and whatnot, kind of fast forward in the story a little bit, we can get more into it. And then I start losing the weight. I mean, and I've been maintaining my weight. I'm 200 pounds now for the last maybe 6-7 years.
I just can't believe, because first of all, you don't look like you were over 200 when I met you.
Yeah.
And now to hear that you're 200 pounds, you still don't look like
200
yeah,
pounds.
Even though I know height also
Height plays
factors,
height plays into it, but so I think my purpose behind it first and foremost is health, right? And I think I had said that in the video that I sent to you. My health is very important to me, so my cholesterol is very low. My blood pressure is very low. I pay a whole lot of attention to my vitals, right? My resting heart rate is below 50. So I'm in very good condition as it relates to my, my whole panel and my profile. So that is really the biggest aim for me, right? I want to basically pour into my wellness cup, so that it can serve me in my later years.
Okay.
So health, first
It's the
and
story
foremost.
behind your man. All right. So, Rick, we're going to talk the things, because you are always out there running. But before we get there, in terms of like the challenges you have with running, so because you must have had a challenge because you're walking before you go to running. So before we get into all of that, if I should take up the phone and call any of your girls and ask them, who is Rick Case?
Yeah.
How would they describe their father? I knew one of them, any one of them. How would they describe their father?
Well, perhaps I would say that I'm miserable. Maybe they might be watching this when it comes out, and they say that I'm hard. But they'll say that I'm loving as well.
Okay.
I'm giving. They'll say that I'm always there, I'm present, and supportive.
Nice. All right. So who is Rick Case?
All right. So, wow. The short version is that, professionally, I'm Senior Vice President for Shared Services at JPS. I'm a husband, married now since 1998.
Donkey years, that's enough. Donkey years!
So,
Congrats, that's
yeah,
good.
man, married to my best friend. She's still my best friend to this day. Have two lovely girls. I'm the type of person, I kind of have a perfectionist type of, persona. I'm driven by people for the most part. I love to see people be the best version of themselves. I think I was grown up to be a person of service, so I'm always volunteering, always giving back. So I've given back to my school that I went to, my high school, given back to the universities, both of them that I've gone to. I'm on the academic board of both. I'm a lifelong learner, so I'm big into continuing to learn passions which are engineering, project management, technology. I'm a futurist, so I kind of see the future differently, and I analyze a whole lot. I read. I don't read stories. I read facts.
Okay.
I'm not the pick up the novel type of guy, but I'll pick up a book.
Okay.
Right, and read and stuff like that. I think I'm a good friend. Most people say that they think I'm a good friend. I love people. So I love my friends. I love the community. I love the running community as well. It has given so much to me, particularly during COVID, because COVID were kind of locked down. All of us were going crazy.
Yep.
And if we didn't have that little running community as an outlet, a lot of us perhaps wouldn't be here, right? In a nutshell, I would say my passion really is that I want to see the world a better place than I came and saw it, My family is most important to me, so my daughters must succeed, right? My family must do well, right? And I take pride in my work. I take pride in growing people. So my team at work will tell you that, I pour everything into them so that they can actually be
the best
version of themselves as well. So
love that.
Yeah.
All right, Rick. So when I met you donkey years ago,
yes,
you were a walker.
Yes.
And I remember at the time I'm running, but you're still walking a 5K faster than me. And I'm running.
Yes.
Cool? Tell me why it is that when you started out on this journey, being a part of the running community, you started walking versus running.
Yeah. I used to play football. So if I could, I would go back to playing football, right? But I got a serious football injury. And because of that, my knees, I cannot do sideway movement as well. So I was struggling to find something to keep in shape. And I did some research, and I picked up on a sport called race walking.
Okay.
So when you saw me walking, I was actually race walking.
Okay. That's
So race
why,
walking is an
that's why
Olympic.
that beat me.
Yeah, race walking is an Olympic sport. You know, it's the oldest Olympic sport
I
actually.
am learning something
Right.
new today.
So the thing with race walking now is that it's you look like you're running, but you actually have a technique to it. So one foot must always be on the ground,
Oh.
and you can actually get up to very, very fast speeds.
Okay.
So I couldn't, because my knees wasn't as strong as they are now, right? So I needed something that I could kind of graduate into. So the walking did that for me.
Okay.
So there's less impact on your body, less impact on your knees. You get the exercise. In fact, with walking, you actually burn 1.5 times the calories of running the same distance.
Oh, really?
Especially when you apply the mechanics and everything.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've taught people how to walk, and
With walking, Rick,
With
you
walking.
burn more in the
calories
distance.
in the same distance.
Sorry, calories in the...
In the same distance.
Rick,
up to
mega test.
1.5.
Rick, mega test that out, because when me walk, me no burn. Walking is the better tool for fat loss. Which, you know, people think that if you run, you lose. Because you know you have fat loss and you have weight loss.
Yeah.
But when I walk, man, Rick, me no burn nothing, you know.
Well, let me tell you something, Pat, right? I was 38 waist, high pants, right? I came down to 33. I can't even wear my wedding band anymore. I didn't know you could lose weight off your finger, right? Walking shred you, right? So it's something that our bodies were designed to walk. Our bodies actually was not designed to run. But there's a proper mechanics to it, right? That if you walk with the right technique, then you feel it.
Okay.
Right?
So, 'cause if you walk casually, like, you know, a lot of times you see the persons go out and walk, they are not burning
Yeah, because
as, okay,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
because they haven't, you know, and sometimes when I'm running and I'm seeing people walking the wrong way, I kind of give them, I say, look here, put your arms into it,
Okay.
because your arms are very important for walking.
Okay.
There's a mechanics to it, right?
Okay.
So your body has to swing and function, and then you find that your hips naturally going to have to move to keep the pace.
Because I have to go in a line.
So you start moving just like that. And you get, I mean, my fastest 5K walk time was 31 minutes, right? I stopped walking after a while because there was a race that they had, running events race, and I got disqualified in the race.
Okay, they said that you're walking too
Because
fast.
they said that I look like I'm running.
Oh.
So after that, with all the work that I'm putting in and whatnot,
Makes no sense.
and then just to your point, because I was walking faster than people who were running, I say, you know what?
Exactly.
And then the thing is, when I'm training, actually, when I was walking and training, I actually ran to rest when I was walking, because it burns, Pat. Your calves are on fire, your hips. So I used to just run to get a little break and then go back
And
to
then go back
walking.
to it. So because of that race now, that's when you transition and said that you're going to
I'm gonna
start doing the running.
Yeah.
So how that impact the knee that had the issue?
So the thing is now, I have a good friend of mine who is a trainer, and he told me that the best way to improve your knees is to strengthen the muscles around the knee.
It's true. That is fact.
So I started to, so he gave me some exercises, and I started to do them, right?
Okay.
And I found that strengthening the muscles around the knee, my knee improved. And then I also run with patella straps.
Okay. So
Right.
you have that support that keeps
So I
them
have the
intact.
support, right? So it's like a shock absorber that sits between the top bone and the bottom bone. So it cushions the impact.
Okay.
And then of course I use max cushion shoes like the one you have on there now.
Which brand? Which brand is?
I use the same shoe.
Okay. Because I have a knee issue and I can't even walk in the other brands. If you get where I'm coming from, because then if it don't start affect my instep, it start affect my knee. So I just stick with the brand I wear, and I only stick with
the series.
the series of the brand it is that I wear.
Right.
Because any other, if in the same brand, if I should go outside of the series, my foot shut down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Rick, because you're running marathons, so I want you to just guide me through the process of how you get from speed walking to running
Mm-hmm.
to moving from running 5Ks to running marathons.
Yeah.
When you were speed walking, what was the longest distance you walked?
I did about 3 half marathon speed walking.
Okay, so the distance, you were already used to the
Yeah, I
distance.
was already
okay,
used to the
okay,
distance.
okay.
So I did the first Kingston City run. I did it as a walk. I've done reggae marathon as a
Same
as a,
half,
as
the
a
same half.
same half as a speed walk as well. And I did
Okay.
it like it was 2.5 hours. I did the reggae marathon.
So may I talk about?
Yeah.
Because when I did my first reggae,
Mm-hmm.
which was my first half a marathon, I did it in 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Which I said to myself that was a suck time. And Ricky's telling me no, say him speed walk it faster than me.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
All right. So let's now dial back in terms of running now. So you're now a runner. You started out walking for health purpose. Cool. You're now running. Let's talk about running in terms of work. You work at a company that we know that you command enough stress and pressure. And Pat adds to that too. Because when my light gone, Rick! So when it comes to stress and your mental health, what does running do for that?
Well, running does everything for me, right? So first of all, running is, I get very little time to myself. Primarily because I work, family, and as I said, I volunteer in a whole lot of different things, right? But that time when I'm running is really quality time spent with myself. So I have the ability during those times to, I mean, people would say multitask, but I use that time productively as well. And I actually use it sometimes for work.
Okay.
So I might have a serious meeting coming up, or I might have some a speech that I need to write because I'm presenting at a conference or whatever it is. So during the time while I'm running now, all of the thoughts come to me.
Okay.
Right? And I start writing and penciling things down. So when I get to the point now, I can just pour it out.
Nice.
Right? But outside of just that, I think there are so many stresses around, Pat, that running is really just an escape. Just to let it go for that moment, because while you're running, it's not there with you. Other people have different things that they use to, you know, some might good, some might bad, you know, to get rid of that type of stress and whatnot. But running basically allows you to shed all of those things and just go into a peaceful zone. And not only that, when you run with people like-minded like yourself, you get more encouragement for good. So it's almost like you're just connecting to good everywhere. And it's just that, you know, you actually leave, when you finish,
the stress and everything.
Everything just it's just like you just drop into a vat of good. So,
it does.
So that's kind of what I think from a mental health perspective, running basically allows you to release.
Okay.
You know, and cope.
What type of leader do you think running has now made you?
So one of the lessons I think from running, and especially with marathon training, is that discipline is a big part of it. This is a big commitment. So to get up at a particular time, to go to your bed at a particular time, eat the proper way, to be accountable to others, all of those things are elements of running and preparation, right? And with any discipline sport, once you have the discipline in one area, it goes over into every element of your life. So you become a better husband, you become a better father, you become a better, friend,
a better boss,
a better boss,
coworker.
Right? And then one of the things too is that you have a belief system because you know you can do it.
Yeah.
So having gone to the distance now and completed a marathon, understanding that every step takes you to the finish line, you have that confidence going into any task, knowing that if you apply the same principles, you'll get the results.
Okay.
So it helps you to coach and coach your team, because you know a part of running is helping others. So you become a better coach, you become, almost like a visionary, so to speak. So I think running has kind of come over into all of the spheres of my life, particularly particularly my work. And then you are a runner, so you know that everywhere you go, somebody asks you about running anyway. So even like you go into a boardroom, you're going to, because your reputation precedes you, it's a big icebreaker, right? And it opens the door for so many other conversations.
And
that
so many opportunities.
And so many opportunities that it lightens the room. And then because now when I travel for work, I run.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you travel for work, you run, Rick. You go your daughter graduation, you run. You go on vacation, you run. Rick, when you do run, come, I see you.
I know. And it's, to be honest with you, it's just, as you said, it gives you so much. And my physio don't want me to run as much, but it probably would drive me crazy, Pat.
Okay.
It probably would really drive me crazy, right?
How do you function when you pick up a running injury? That's especially those injuries.
Why you went there now, Pat?
Because I talk.
Because runners run through injury. Rick,
I don't know what you're talking about. So if my doctor is watching, I don't run through my injuries, Rick. I'm just kidding.
Let me tell you, I've been injured now for the last 2 years. Right? I've been going to the chiropractor, going to physio, all of these different things. So what I've done is to slow down.
Okay.
Right? So I'm not running as fast. I'm not running as much. So I think maximum now I'm doing like 3 runs per week.
Okay.
So
I like where you bring up chiropractor. So I was training for, I think it was Singapore Marathon, and I picked up an injury. So doing the chiropractor treatment helped me. But the mistake I made was when I went to Singapore race week, I went in for treatment team. And I thought that was the biggest mistake I made. Literally, when you reach, I think, mile 4, mile 5, me and Damon want the rest of the race. Because, like, my knee just shuts down totally. Now, I had somebody that I interviewed, and he's doing London Marathon. So, he was able to do treatment right up until his race. No issue. Have you ever had any experience where treatment is concerned with chiropractor closer to the race? You have any issues, or you just didn't do treatment close to the race?
It actually made me better. So because I'm exposed to sports in other dimensions as well. I used to manage the track team down by KC.
Yeah, man, we see you with the purple team.
Yes. I've been a part of the national program as well. I know how the athletes, I know how the treatment works. For athletes, right? And the type of treatment, because not every treatment is the same. So you definitely don't want to do certain treatment before a race. Right? So it all depends. But for me, all of the treatments I've done have actually improved my performance.
All right. So we're going to come back to the running, Rick, you, I would say, is from a sports family. You understand me? You love sport, especially tracks. I think you are at every track event. Your wife, me I wonder if she run too. You understand what I'm saying? Because she is a big supporter of Jamaica track team, athletes, etc.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure if mommy and daddy is in tracks, the girls them must love tracks. Cool? How important is it to you to ensure that our young athletes are getting the right guidance in terms of the information that is being fed into them?
Yeah, I mean, that is super critical, right? Unfortunately, our track and field system doesn't provide the information at the frequency that the athletes are interested in, right? I think the generation of athletes now, you have to devise a way how to communicate with them so that they can listen. A lot of them, because they're young and they have all of this testosterone and everything going, they don't listen.
Okay.
Because you have even heard Usain Bolt come out and even trying to be a guide to some of the others, to tell them to be patient, to build themselves and whatnot. It's not just about the quick money. It's about the program and building yourself so that you can sustain over a longer period of time, right? But I think that there's so much good advice out there, but I think the frequency at which we connect to these athletes is where the challenge is.
Okay.
I think the opportunity is there to meet them at their level, have somebody who understands how to communicate with them, communicate with them.
Okay.
So maybe it have to be through TikTok, all of the different social stuff that they're on. But the first thing that they're going to tell you is that nobody told me this.
Okay.
They don't see the responsibility in themselves to educate themselves about the sport, to prepare themselves for the future, that this is a career.
Okay.
Just like anybody who is doing anything professional, you have to prepare yourself to do something professional. Some of these athletes, but it's super important because it's a business. And just like any business, you have the admin side, you have the legal side, and you have a lot of loopholes in between. The performance is just one part of it.
One element.
Right? It's just a small element of it. And if they don't make the investments in all of the different sides, they're going to lose out.
Big time.
And then too many athletes that we see, they end up, not having the financial security, even while they're actually performing.
Oh.
Not even at the end of the career, even while they're performing. So I would love to be a part of any program that helps the athletes to improve themselves. I've invested in myself for that in terms of my studies and whatnot. And then, of course, I do that with mentoring for quite a few of our athletes.
Oh, nice. All right. So let's come back now to the business of running.
Yes.
Cool? So you run all over Jamaica.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All because you're very active in the road race circuit.
Yes.
Cool? Rick, may I go touch upon it before we come back to the business of running.
Yes.
You run here in Jamaica and you have done half a marathons outside of Jamaica, and you have done, I'm pretty sure you have done more than one full marathon outside of Jamaica.
Yeah.
The run community, and you also run with clubs when you travel.
Yes.
I think, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's one of the things that you seek out when you're traveling, to find out what club is in the area so you could get in runs with them, etc.
Yeah.
Now, the run community is a very special community.
Right.
You understand me? And I believe it's not just Jamaica alone, the Caribbean. It's like we're trying to play catch up where the community is.
Yeah.
Cool? Why it is that the Caribbean countries, because it's not Jamaica alone, it is something that I see across the different Caribbean countries. Why it is that you think that we struggle to have a proper long distance race, and I'm not even going to put a marathon on it. So when I say long distance, I mean half or full, and get that community support for it.
And when you're talking about community, you mean, for example, the physical community where people come out and cheer for you while you're running?
Exactly, the physical community and also the running community.
Right.
Because one thing with the running community, especially here, I can speak of here, you understand me? We are going to come out and support who we want to support.
Yeah.
If it's not who we want to support, we just ain't coming out. So I will say to persons that we still have a long way to go where running community is concerned. Because when you go, like I live in Florida, you understand me? Whether it is this club or that club or whatever, everybody are come out to support. So why it is that we're struggling with community overall? So it's not just running, the runners itself, but community overall.
Pat, that's a very deep question, and it probably has a lot of layers to it. And so we're very selective as Jamaicans, right? People might say that we're a track and field country, but we're really not, right? And it don't make any sense that we try to think that we are a community that really loves running per se.
We don't.
We probably don't. So we kind of have to introspect and say what we are. The stadium is only full when we have champs, right? Gibson relays have been seeing lower numbers. a lot of the track meets, basically they have to be canceling them because they don't have enough support. So really and truly what we have is people who do running for other reasons. So for example, Sigma is a corporate event. It's not really a race anymore, right? So you find that corporate event type,
Will get the support. Which is true.
It might not necessarily get the support from the physical community, as you say, but they get the support of people coming out. Because you and I run Reggae Marathon, and nobody comes out. The tourists are the only ones who come out on the side of the road and come and cheer you on or whatnot,
and
right?
We all know when you reach, example, 10 mile in a half a marathon, and all the systems failing, if you have the community right there, you're pulling for that gear.
Yes, you get a boost.
Exactly.
You get a boost, right? So I think we're not there yet. I think if we do more of it and people are exposed to it, and maybe we'll have more coverage in the media, coverage in the social platforms, and it might connect, it might pick up a little traction. One of the other things I think would help for us as well is we need to bring some big celebrity runners to Jamaica. Big celebrity runners will bring big
Their
celebrity
audience,
following.
Their audience, yes.
Right? So
I see that.
Yes. So if we can get all of these, world leaders now, Eliud Kipchoge and all of these guys to come to run a race here.
Yeah, but them not come for a little pot money though. That's the next thing.
And that's it, you have to invest.
Yeah.
So if this is something that we believe that can basically transform Jamaica landscape, so to speak, and we can become a running marathon destination.
Because our country nice and we can be.
The country is nice.
Sports tourism is our $1 trillion business. People is spending a lot of money to travel and run. And they don't get into a race, they're spending a bag of money to get into the race. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and you don't think it's culture?
Part of it is culture. So we kind of address the culture in the beginning to say that we're not really a sports.
Okay.
We're not connected to it like that.
Okay.
But I think the more we do it, and the more we have these make it a big event, and you have them more frequently, it will catch on.
Okay.
I mean, I've been to track meets even in the US, where the stadium empty. You understand me? And you have a lot of big superstar athletes there. And you'd say, well, it's clear that the US is not really a track and field country per se. You understand me? But the big events, they'll come there.
They'll pull out crowd.
Right? So it really depends. I think we can put some bright minds to it and kind of figure it out.
We have to figure it out.
But to me, if the community endorses it, because most communities feel it's a bother, when we're running through communities and then they want to leave to go to church or we actually are in their way. So I think if the community loves it, they endorse it and whatnot, it will naturally grow and be sustainable.
At one point, Kingston College used to have a 5K, and you're a part of the committee that plans that 5K, put on that 5K. What are some of the challenges you face in terms of putting on a race here?
Wow. So that 5K was my brainchild. I actually created that race.
You see, so I talk to you right person, man.
Yeah, I actually created that race in 2012. And the purpose behind the race really was to connect the Kingston College fraternity. Making the money was secondary. Really, that would be, once you have an event, that would be a sustainable way for income to come in. So it was kind of like a win-win, right? The difficulty that we have generally, and I kind of skipping out from KC to just general itself, is who is your audience? And what is the race for?
Okay.
So we struggle, for example, to have races that even reach 10,000 people in Jamaica, right? You're going to have the exceptions like Sigma, but Sigma might not necessarily be a race per se. It's really a corporate event.
I call it a big social affair, but continue.
It's a corporate event.
Guys, don't come for me. We're just keeping it real.
And please don't come for me either.
Yeah,
right?
we're just keeping it real.
But I'm just saying that
Mm-hmm.
Sigma, when people are taking selfies and they're walking and whatnot.
Yeah, they're not really running.
They're not really running, right?
The runners don't do that when you go to a race.
When you go to a race, right? Pink run is kind of similar. Pink run, we get the turnout, right? And it's kind of similar. So those corporate events, they have, the rules don't follow for those corporate events because all the other races struggle.
That
right?
is true.
And then remember the calendar, a lot of races that were on the calendar are no longer on the calendar now because it does take a whole lot of work. Some of the challenges you find is even just the committees that come together to do the work. So you have lack of sponsorship generally because people are actually channeling their sponsorship to really the bigger races. So unless you're properly networked and you can make some calls and everything like that, right? But you also need race management or event management as a big part of it. It really is an event. So part of it is that if you don't have volunteers with that experience doing it, you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right? So nothing is wrong. When you go to Miami Marathon, they hire big event management companies who know what they're doing and put on an event. Right?
I sat down with Frankie. And him himself speak of the challenges. So even though Miami is years into doing this, they still have challenge, you know, putting on a race because, you know, them have to close down.
Yeah, close down the city. Yeah.
Yeah. But
and then the authorities, that's a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Right? And they have to have a cap on the limit.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you see, when you're doing this event management, everything is connected because even the ability for the hospital to respond if you have an emergency. You remember the first Kingston City run, right? So all of these things are a part of your planning and it's really an event. It takes a whole lot of people to do that. And also you have to give yourself at least a year
to plan it in advance.
To plan it properly and get your commitments, right? So I think that is kind of where it is. Some people, they see it as a good idea and they run into it, but really it's actually a project that you're doing and it requires proper event management. If you don't have those elements,
it makes no sense.
You're going to get it wrong. And you're going to have people who are frustrated. Remember, you might have a committee with people who are inexperienced. You have to pick the right.
People have no idea how runners are thinking.
Exactly.
And what attracts runners to their event.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Our challenge for KC was downtown. To get people to come downtown.
But that was a good route though.
It was an excellent route.
Yeah, that was a good route.
It's a PB route. I can guarantee you that if you run that race, every year you run it, you're going to get a PB.
But with downtown landscape changing, because downtown now is turning out to be a business community.
Yeah.
With the landscape changing, you don't think like if you guys bring back that race now,
it's something that definitely would do. I would definitely, go back and help out to get that race. Right? It's a wonderful event, but downtown still has other challenges.
Okay.
Right? So for example, the physical space, we would probably have to move that race a little away from the school, maybe to even Sabina Park.
Okay,
where
like
we have enough parking.
Okay.
We have,
the logistics
elements of it, because the school itself would be too small for the crowd. Right? So having checked off the box to say, well, okay, yes, you can see the school. All we have to do is make the school be a part of the route.
Okay.
Right? So we could maybe start the race at Sabina Park, finish at Sabina Park, so you actually run past the school.
Okay. All right, Rick, you travel a lot and run races. So I know you have a race running in October. How many races do you do internationally per year?
One.
Oh, so you just have a one quota?
Just one race, and we just train towards that because it's 18 weeks of training and with work. No, so every year I will do Reggae Marathon because
I
do Reggae Marathon every year. But we have one international race that I do. But if I'm traveling and I see an opportunity to do a race, I jump in and do it.
The race you're doing in October is the full?
No, I'm doing the half.
The half, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about community. Can we talk about just one element of it? And that's a one element. I mean, like the support side in terms of the race, from the race standpoint. Now, as a runner, I know you're a part of a run club. You understand? Everybody know you ever big up your run club.
Yes.
How important is community
Oh
to
my
you?
goodness. Community is the motivation you need when you need it. Because there's part of the community is that you have that accountability framework, right? So there are some unspoken things in community, you see, Pat, where you might know that somebody depending on you. And that gives you the extra edge to push. Because that person, when they see you come out, it makes a difference to them. And that kind of helps, right? Also, you might need something from the community as well because you have goals. You might want to make a particular time to improve yourself. So you have to show up, right? And you have to put in the work.
And you probably just need the motivation from the community just to turn up and run a morning time.
Just to turn up and run. So the community, there's a kind of a two-way relationship in terms of giving and getting from the community itself. And it's always right on time.
Okay.
It's always right on time. For me right now, I love seeing when people improve themselves. Right? So just last week, I big up two of the members in the they call me Strava Police, but I look through the performances of different people, right? And I recognize them for the improved performance.
Nice.
So we have a runner that basically has cut off a minute per mile off his time, right? And running very good. And there's another female in the club that doing that. You see it in the running mechanics. So, you know, you can give people kudos, you can congratulate them, and you get the same feedback.
The same energy
and people feel good when you recognize them and say, yes, you know, they feel, yeah, this is something that I'm working for and being recognized and whatnot, right? And I get the same thing too. When people say, yeah, Rick, you know, you're running. You know, so.
And you make you feel good too.
Man, and then you come out and, you know.
Man.
Yeah, so and then the community have different structures too. So for example, if you have a training program, your training program might be geared towards a particular thing. You have a group that's doing that.
Okay.
So you can jump into that. So for example, you have groups that do track training up at JC because they want to get faster.
Yeah.
Right? But then you have people who doing endurance and they do more hills.
So because they want to get stronger.
Because they want to get stronger. So you can actually, you know, based on how the club is structured, you can achieve different things.
All right. So we see a lot of young run clubs popping up. And one of the conversations, like when you ask them, why a new run club, why not one of the existing run club? A lot of the younger runners, they are intimidated by the older run club. What is it that you guys are doing to keep retention?
I think the social media is a big part of it.
Yeah,
so
but
we
when
have
I look on social media, Rick, and if all I'm seeing on social media is I'm doing members from the run club doing a 5K at 22 minutes, that not going to encourage me to join the club?
Yeah, but it's just your activity. So what you find happening with these kids now, the more present you are on social media, they like that.
Okay.
So there are other parts of the running, for example, the fashion part of it, how you dress, the different styles, and there are other things that connect to them that they might gravitate to. So it kind of cloaks the whole, and if you're having fun, right? So I think that is one element of it, but the other part is that you really probably have to do some recruitment. So we have some younger runners in our club now, and then they bring their friends. And then you have to make them feel welcome when they come, right? And you continue to encourage them, and you see the transformation with quite a few of them. We have actually won almost everything since January.
Nice.
For our run club, right?
Nice.
So every team trophy that has come up, including the Roy Thomas trophy, that was on offer the other day. We challenged the club and said, look here, we're going to win that trophy.
Nice.
And the club showed up and we won that trophy.
Nice.
So everyone that has been on offer, we won.
Okay.
Right? But the younger generation now, they might always want to be with themselves. So we're not going to be lose hope. One of the things that we try to do is when we see them on the road, we encourage them.
Okay.
right? So we want to encourage a whole lot of clubs, right? So when we see the younger ones them there, we give them, if they need any help, like with a structure or whatever it is, a lot of them doing well. But they like to be amongst themselves. They want to feel the independence. All we can do is kind of support them.
Okay.
I don't like how they run on the road. For example, a lot of them running with phones out.
Oh, no.
Right? They're running
Phones
with,
and the big
they're
headset
running with the
over
phones
them
and the,
thing
and the big
yeah, I
headset.
see. Especially
In our climate,
I see.
you kind of want to pull back on some of those things and try to be minimalistic as possible. Some of them running in jewelry.
Yeah.
So like when you see them, you say, look here, you know, tone it down a little bit because
they're just attracting the
wrong things. And you know when it get closer to Christmas,
Yep.
you're gonna have the bike. You're gonna have the bike riders that try to them foolishness, right? So I think my advice to them is to keep on doing what they're doing. But just be smart about it.
Okay, all right. What finish line means the most to you?
So a finish line for me is important in the sense that it's a pause, right? A pause in the sense that this represents the goals that you had set for yourself and completing a task. But why I say a pause? Because it's not a full stop.
Okay.
Meaning that you get to a finish line, you make an assessment, and then you make a new plan.
And you look forward to the next
And then you look forward to the next plan. So it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to kind of do a lessons learned and a self-improvement. And then you say, what went right? What went wrong? What can I do differently? And you know, and then you go again. So, but it really represents and it works in work as well. So in work, we have so many finish lines. It might be cloaked as a deadline. It might be cloaked as some major deliverable, but it still is something that you work towards and you have to get done.
I love that.
What I love about finish line is that I can just rest for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Because you have met that goal.
You met the goal, so you can just exhale and celebrate with everybody else. You know?
What finish line was the most hurtful for you?
My first marathon,
Which one was that?
the Minnesota Twin Cities Marathon.
Oh, what
In
happened?
fact, because I cramped up. I cramped up in the race, right? And, you know, there were two runners that actually took me to the finish line. When I got to mile 23, Pat,
that was it.
it was everything. Every move I made was just cramping as well, right? And I saw Duncan and Sasha, and they, you know, came up and saw me, and I actually crossed the finish line with them.
So the power community.
And I tell you, say, I got so emotional. I still have that picture as one of my favorite pictures. Crossing the line with holding up both of their hands, you know? And that was the most memorable finish line for me. Right? After that, everything became easy. No, I'm serious. But I was 5K from the finish, right? And you know how these things go. Some of the marshals might come and take you out of the race in a pot. If you're struggling, if you're cramping too much.
If you're cramping, that happened to me when I did Canada Marathon. I went down twice, and the second time when I went down, they called in ambulance and thing to pull me out the race. And it was Kurt. So he was on the other side, and you know, him just say a runner on the ground, not realizing that it was me. So you know, you come to naturally come over to look what was going on, etc. And all I could get out of my mouth was, Kurt, tell him I can finish.
Yeah.
Tell him I can finish. Because the finish line is almost there.
Yeah.
You understand me? And he's like, guys, you can finish, you can finish, you can finish. And he's like, Pat, pull on the compression. Pull. And I like how that story come up. So we're going to talk about the garments. And he was like, pull on the compression because I don't compression sleeves. Okay. All right, so let's talk about gears now. Cool? So we're living in an era where we all know, you look good, you feel good. You understand me?
Of course.
You got to perform good.
Of
So we're
course.
not going to take with that. You understand me?
Absolutely not.
But then I'm seeing a lot of runners wearing the incorrect shoes, incorrect gears. I was guilty of that, as I just said. You understand what I'm saying? What advice would you give to someone who they're just now going to do their first half a marathon. Because the mistakes you make when you're running a 5K, you can get over those mistakes because it's a short run. But when you go to like a 10 mile or a half a marathon or a full marathon, you can't make certain mistakes that you would make in a 5K. So what advice would you give to someone who's just starting their running journey and they want to do distance running in terms of gears, shoes, nutrition?
So this is where the community is very helpful, right? Because people would have lived the journey that you are on already, and they have good advice for you, right? And this is one of the things, even with our run club, and not just with all run clubs generally, because one of the things, we're not professionals, so we don't have a coach. So somebody who is just coming into running, they're doing it as a hobby, for a sport. So some of them probably don't even take it that serious. But through the community now is where you get a lot of knowledge. So I have benefited from the community in that regards, right? So even things like underwear, Pat, becomes critical.
That is facts.
No, I'm serious.
Especially when you're running in certain climates. With humidity. Rick, I never even think about that. You are right.
So even, for example, even the type of deodorant that you put on so that you can have the movements and you don't chafe under your arm, right? Some of the things you learn by experience, meaning that something went bad for you and you have to correct it. But sometimes you want to learn from others who would have lived it already and ask questions. So persons don't just run in and think that you know everything. You have to have a curious mind, do research as well. If you have the opportunity, and let's say you're traveling, because we don't have that here in Jamaica, where you can go to a store where they fit you properly. You go, they put you on the treadmill, they have the cameras, they test your stride, and they tell you what type of shoe. Whether you're overpronating, you're underpronating, based on your cadence. And then even heavier runners like me, we can't run in some of the things that the lighter runners run in. So we have to take a different thing, right? Also, you have to know your body. So like me, I sweat profusely. So I can't wear anything that is going to be heavy.
You want something that is quick, dry, and
sweat,
light.
Right. So cotton is not your friend when you're running. So some of these things you learn from others, and that's kind of how it helps you. Your socks, Pat.
Cotton is not friend for men also when you're running. Because if you're doing a distance run, you have on cotton, you know, so your nipples start bleeding. It's not pure. But let's talk about the socks.
But even your socks, Pat. Like for somebody like me who sweat, when I run, I'm running in a pool of water in my shoes. You cannot wear cotton. Because what's going to happen now is that it's going to take up space in your shoe and then start rubbing down your toes. And you end up with these. You know how the running toes are, right? So you lose toenails, you lose... So
my big toe didn't look so pretty, but...
I mean, none of us are, but everything. Your body is such a wonderful machine that you have to give it the right things to allow it to perform.
So I sat down with Minister Tufton. As a matter of fact, he was the first guest that launched Stories Behind the Miles. And for him, he was sharing a story with us when he was doing New York City Marathon. And his running shoe for him was too big. Like, you know, I think it was half size bigger. And I say, Minister, but it's the opposite for me. So for him, because his running shoe was a little bit too big, you know, you have like the bruises and the this and the that, etc. And I'm like, I cannot. So I wear size 9. So if I'm going out, like, you know, like, well, this is not 9, but if I'm going out for social affair, I can wear the nice, the athleisure running sneakers, which is size 9. But if I'm actually going to run, I have to wear 9.5 because you see when I reach all 15 miles and that pounding on my toe, you understand what I'm saying? So I don't have a problem with wearing a half size bigger, but then it comes back again to if you can get to test your foot, you test your foot because all these different variances.
Yeah, and also you see one of the things you have to lace your shoe properly.
Yes.
So
I
the
learned
thing
that
is, so there is
late
there
in
is
my
there is
career.
running. There is a technique for runners to lace your shoes using a lace lock technique. When you do the lace lock technique, even if your shoe is half a size bigger, which it should be, you don't have the movement of your foot
Because it
in the
sits
shoe
firm.
because you lock
Yeah.
your instep. So you don't have that forward movement to pound against it. The other thing now, like for example, these shoes, they kind of make out of a sock material. So you can actually wear your size, you know. Because it is so soft. Unlike, remember the previous running
Yeah,
shoes
those are hard.
where you have the kind of fabric
Yeah,
on the
man.
top, and then even some of those fabric on the top have a stitching below
Yeah.
it. That those things just rub the
rub on
top
your
of your
toe.
toe. So these new modern shoe now, it's almost like a sock fit. So it accommodates for your foot expanding. Your foot will swell when you're running these long distances.
Not only your foot, all over you.
Everything.
You realize that by the time you don't do the race, you can't even take off your ring because your blood vessels and yeah.
Exactly. So the gear is critical for that, but you have to know how to manage the gear. So the lace lock technique, for all of the runners out there, you have to learn the lace lock technique so you're not slamming your foot in the shoe. You're going to save your toenails.
Okay. All right. Have you ever had a race where your training block was good? You understand me? You prepare for the race, training block good, fueling good, nutrition good, but then the execution of the race is like everything just start going AWOL.
Unfortunately, no. No, I haven't had that.
Okay.
I haven't had that.
So you're
I've had misfortunes in the race because I'm asthmatic.
okay.
So I've had a race where I had an asthma attack during the race, right? And I was doing Miami at the time, right? And you know where in Miami when you're going across the causeway, the first
bridge.
It's very humid.
Yeah.
Going over the bridge, right? And asthma kick in.
You had your pump.
I didn't have any pump.
So you managed that race?
So I stopped at the medic.
Okay.
So I stopped at the first medic, and then I ran out. But the thing is that they log you, right? And they go and they have radio communication to everybody else
to watch you.
Right? So I went off a bit, and then after about 4 more miles, I feel it coming on again, and I stop at the other medic. You see, by the time I reach the third medic, them coming for me, take me out of the race, right? And I saw a friend, and she gave me some of these menthol sweets and just clear up everything.
Okay.
So I was able to finish the race. But so I've had misfortunes in the race, and I had a misfortune here. But the thing is that my asthma is kind of under control.
Okay.
But certain things might trigger it during a race, and I don't push it.
Okay.
I don't push it. But I've never had a
bad race.
A bad race because of my training block or anything like that.
All right. So we're going to play a little fun. Some like a this and that.
All right.
Cool?
Yeah, man.
May I look for my question, then I have them. All right. Morning run or evening run?
Morning.
Road run or treadmill?
Road run.
What me see up on treadmill sometime, Rika?
Yeah, because sometimes I wake up late. But I can't do more than 4 miles on the treadmill.
Okay. I kind of you look here reach a 4, me can't even do 1.
Mentally, after a 5K, I just say, you know what, I'm round up to 4.
Marathon or half a marathon?
Half a marathon.
Half a marathon. I know you do both. And I think I know the answer to this. Solo run or group run?
Do both.
I know you do both.
Group run.
Okay.
Group run is better.
Long run or speed session?
Long run.
Hilly course or flat course?
Wow. Flat.
New shoes or new race?
New race.
Favorite post-run meal?
Bananas.
Not before?
Ripe bananas.
Not before?
I don't have anything before my runs.
Even when you're doing a marathon?
Even when I'm doing a marathon.
Oh, wow.
I can't eat before.
No, I have to eat like 2-3 hours before I do a marathon.
No.
I can't eat before, but I have to do it like 2-3. I need fuel, man. I need fuel.
No, I carry fuel with me.
Oh, okay. I can't.
But I can't eat before a race.
All right. Favorite race?
Reggae marathon when it was in Negril.
Bucket list marathon or race?
New York City.
You are going to love that race. One running mantra?
Always finish your race.
One Jamaican runner everyone should know. I know who mine is, but he's no longer here.
Are we talking about sprinters or we're just talking about
Runner,
distance runner?
Runner, yeah. I don't think I regard sprinters as runner. Uno no come for me, uno no come for me. It's just the destination that I do, the distance that I do. Uno no come for me.
I think I would say Roy Thomas.
Like you hear me say, there is one person that comes to my mind, but he's no longer here.
Yeah. Roy Thomas would be
man.
that person. He was such an inspiration.
For a lot of persons.
Yeah.
I was about to say everybody, but then the new runners them might not know him. Exactly. But trust me, man.
And that's why it was so special for us to win the Roy Thomas Trophy. Because he meant so much to us.
Man, he does. All right. One race everyone should experience.
I think Reggae Marathon.
If you weren't running, what's...
In Negril.
In Negril.
Reggae Marathon in Negril.
I don't know why they're in Kingston, but...
Yeah. The Negril was really lovely.
Yeah. Especially if you want a marathon for Jamaica.
Yeah.
Kingston is not the ideal route for that. If you want it to be the Jamaica destination marathon. All right. If you weren't running, what sport would you be doing?
Football.
But it's... All right, let's move on.
I love football.
Music, well, I'm in the podcasting, so let me just go with podcasting. But music podcasting or nothing at all?
Music podcasting.
Music podcasting, all right. Last, coffee before a run or after a run?
After.
Rick, thank you for sitting down with me.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to have a good interview with you. I'm ask. My team can tell you. I said, you know what, I don't need the iPad for Rick now because I know Rick, so I know we can have a... You understand me?
Yeah. We go way back and we have so much in common.
Yeah, man. It was a good one.
It was a pleasure being here.
Thank you again for joining us here and sharing your story behind your mind.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.